back in 2016, 2017, I kind of started writing these new songs that didn't really fit into the band that I was in at the time. I think I was still trying to find myself as a songwriter and like what it was, or what genre I definitely wanted to do. So I was kind of toying between rock and something more soul, almost folky. And I started writing this more like grungy, raw material. And I was like, okay, new direction, but it felt right, if that makes sense. So I then started the pursuit of, I'm gonna record an album, because I didn't have a band when I started Marisa And The Moths. So I was just like, right, I need to do this right now. And if I build it, they'll come, right? Which was kind of ballsy on my part. Luckily, I had some really good people around me at the time that were willing to help me get the work done. But actually, through the process of recording that first album was how we found the first band members. So there have been a few lineup changes since then until we found our permanent lineup. Liam, however, our bass player, he's been there since the very beginning. Even before he was officially a band member, he was one of the guys helping me to get the album recorded. So yeah, we go way back. He's like my bestie. In terms of writing, I mean, my taste is quite eclectic, as is the rest of the band. I mean, I feel like we all bring something different to the table in a cool way. I'm the principal songwriter though, so I guess in the sense of what does our music sound like? There's a lot of melody going on. I'm like really big on that. I grew up on the big soul divas like Whitney and Celine Dion and all of those great artists, and then found rock probably around the age of 10 or 11, and then all the other stuff kind of in between over the years. So I've always liked big, melodic, sort of epic songs and big dynamic jumps and drops and that kind of thing. So I think any artist that has those qualities has inspired the music, because we take from so many different people. But in terms of maybe, I could tell you the first band, because I was talking about this the other day actually, the first band that really kind of made me think, oh, do you know what? That's the sort of band that I would like to be like, because that's kind of like the melodies I write and the music I hear in my head. It was this band called Flyleaf from America. They are amazing. I mean, I was already listening at the time to bands like Evanescence and Paramore and all these artists that were coming out of the woodworks with these big female singers, but this band in particular really just blew me away. I loved the emotion in her voice and the heavy sides and the also really sort of intimate, dropped down kind of sides of their music. And I was like, great, that's what I want to kind of do. We want whatever happens for it to be an authentic and exciting and emotional experience. So I think again, it's like there's probably so many artists that would have inspired that, but actually just whenever you go to see a band or artist play live, you're going to absorb some of that up, I think, as a performer yourself. So yeah, just we keep trying to make sure we go to other people's gigs as well as doing our own to keep on top of that. Funnily enough, it was actually in a Marisa And The Moths rehearsal room, and they had some Blackstar amps there, and at the time I didn't own my own one, so I was just kind of trying different rehearsal room amps, and I really liked that one. But yeah, like I say, it took me a while to be able to afford getting my first one. So that would have been literally when we were writing the first album as well that I first used them. So yeah, really powerful sounding amps. I feel like they've come such a long way since then though. Like it's just another world better now. And the amp that I have now, one of the best features I actually love about it is how I can plug it into my computer and rehearse, hearing through my headphones exactly what it would sound like as an amp would plugged in, blaringly loud, but there's no sound coming out of the speakers, it's only in my headphones, which is wild, because as a kind of a songwriter that is all about feel, like I don't read music, I can't read or write music. Everything I do is from ear and from feel. I just love like the raw sounds that you get from an amp. And without that, I really struggled to kind of vibe, and even just like rehearsing. Do you know what? When you're a full-time musician, sometimes getting in the zone, just like, right, we're gonna rehearse now. It's like, it can become almost like a task you don't want to do, but it's exciting again, because I get to actually hear that loud, raw, gnarly sound, even when I'm on my own without a band rehearsing in a room somewhere, you know? So I love that. But I also feel like it's really elevated our sound live as a band as well. The clarity of tone with the sort of options that you have to adjust the tones and everything. It just is it's cutting through so much better than my old amp ever did. And yeah, it's gnarly, and the clean tone is really, really lovely and smooth as well. It's just brilliant. I absolutely love it. Yeah, so we actually went to the Blackstar headquarters and we tried out a few amps to sort of see what one we were vibing with. And then after we'd figured out which ones we wanted to try, we took them home to make sure. And we were like, right, these are definitely the ones. So we wanted to get, you know, our whole setup on stage is particular to kind of go with our branding as a band. And at the moment, our main colour is kind of like dark red and black, and also like hints of gold or metallic, like silver kind of stuff. Yeah. So we're like, well, dark red's a bit different. And so it was really nice to have that as an option, because it's now some feature visually on the stage as well, which we love. We're all about that, and you know, gotta make it look pretty. We were trying it out today in our sound check, which we tend to have quite long sound checks to make sure everything's working right. With our backing tracks, we've got a lot of technology that we're working with. So we're kind of it's really important for us that whatever we use is reliable and good. But honestly, absolutely no problems. It was just like plug in and go. It was already charged as well. So the tone sounded great, really clean. There were no issues with signals or anything like that. We didn't even have to adjust the frequencies or anything, which sometimes you have to, because we all use in-ear monitoring. So it's, you know, there are a lot of different things going on signals wise, and that can really mess things up sometimes, but it was really good. I actually had a different wireless system I was using until now that honestly I had quite a lot of problems with because of that. So it was nice to just be like, I didn't have to do anything to set it up, it was just working. So we are currently in Cheltenham at the Frog and Fiddle, and we are just about to go on to play our headline set. It's really exciting to be back in Cheltenham, and it's our first ever headline show here, which is super cool. This is actually the first headline tour date of our 2025 tour run, and it's in celebration of the release of our second album. It came out last year, not next year. It came out last year, so it's kind of like the last tour dates to promote that in the UK. At the moment, we are actually finishing up some recordings of some stripped versions that we've been working on, which involve string arrangements and things that we are looking at doing some limited tour dates for, a limited run of tour dates later in the year. And we're also finishing up mixing this Abbey Road live session that we did that we're going to be releasing too. We're really excited about that. There are some other things that are potentially going to happen this year, but the main thing for us as a band is like, obviously you release an album and then you've got to write the next one. So I'm going to take some time around the touring and releasing these next products to just really hone in on that again. I'm really excited for it. Hey guys, I'm Marisa from Marisa and The Moths, and I just wanted to say thank you so much Blackstar for the amazing gear, because we absolutely love it. And if you're on the fence, don't be, because honestly, it's just friggin' amazing. Go and get your new amp, get your wireless guitar systems now, because I'm telling you, it's the shizzle. I'm really proud of myself for not swearing there, because I'm very passionate about it. Anyway, thanks, and hope to catch you on the road sometime.